For the Press Corps, I'm Geoffrey Jennings. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you the latest news from the Siva Valley conflict. Here in the 108th conflict of the Foxhole War, it's day 50. Island regions continue to lock down as armored cars hit the field. Meanwhile, on the mainland, both sides start to make gains along a line that was previously established across the River Mersey. A reminder that the Press Corps is focused on Able Shard. Combined casualties for this war are over 620,000 dead. The Deadlands is the deadliest region with over 92,000 total dead. This means about 14% of all deaths in the war come from that single region. Currently, both factions are suffering a total of over 15,000 dead per hour. These numbers are provided by foxholestats.com. In Orebreaker Isles, the legionary position at the Silver Relic Base finally fell to sustained Warden assault on day 43 after 33 days of being cut off since the fall of Integrum on day 10. Silver was likely captured after a prolonged loss of supply and a Warden blockade. The collie defense endured wave after wave of Warden barges landing on the small kill zone on the west side of the island, the only side of the island that can be landed on. Dramatic images from the siege show blood-soaked beaches filled with bodies and backpacks. You can find out more about the siege of Silver from a report on YouTube authored by Press Corps Colonial reporters Eggy Boy and Connor D. Eskin. Meanwhile, the island regions of the Far East and Far West have been a prominent part of the rapid maneuvers seen in War 108 thus far. However, it appears they have begun to coalesce and settle into solid lockdown regions. In the western island regions, the Wardens first locked down Fisherman's Row after capturing Arcadia. This preceded the siege of Silver Relic Base in Orebreaker, allowing the Wardens to starve it of resources. The final collie position in the western island regions lay in Stemma Landing, with a hold on the landmass containing Alchimio Estate and a screening island at Usido Relic Base. However, the Wardens have since surrounded Alchimio Estate after clockwise island hopping, culminating in the capture of the Wayne Relic Base on day 45. Meanwhile, in the eastern island regions, the Colonials appear to have accomplished the inverse, with lockdowns in the Fingers and Tempest Island. The legionary lockdown on Tempest Island remains strong, despite repeated attempts to capture the Isle of Sight Relic Base on the region's western corner, including operations conducted by the Spud Regiment approximately day 30. Reports of Warden outposts on smaller stepping stone islands in the region's northwest persist, but do not appear to be a major threat for now. In Godcrofts, another colonial holdout continues at the relic base at Lipsia. Just like at Silver, repeated landing attempts by Warden forces have been fought off by the colonial garrison, the latter of which have reportedly even captured 2 Warden gunboats. It is unknown if the Wardens have managed to blockade the island or if the Colonials have a supply route from neighboring Tempest Island. In Marvin Hollow, Colonial forces hold on to their majority ownership of the region, expanding eastward and securing Osterwall for now. With the capture of Maiden's Vale on day 10, both sides have expended much effort in the battle for good positioning. Parallel fights are present between the westward entrance to the city and the canyon near the Spit Rocks relic base. Should the Wardens take the Spit Rocks, it'll provide excellent flanking position to cut off and begin a siege of the city itself. In Pharaonic Coast, Sievish troops made great gains in the past several weeks. The capture of Husk Hollow on day 8 preceded a stalemate along the River Mersey before fighting began for Jade Cove, culminating in that city's capture on day 32. The legionary collapse of the southern thirds of the region was soon to follow, with the Wardens capturing Victa the next day. Since then, the Collies have attempted numerous breakthroughs along the regional border, but have yet to be successful. Currently, a major fight along the region's southern border is underway with a high concentration of 50-plus troops engaged in infantry fighting just 150 meters away from Victa town base. In Endless Shore, Colonials locked down the region after capturing Brackish Point on day 40. The 12-day assault, 12 hours in real time, was conducted by the MSA, or Masayan Shock Army Coalition of Regiments. The following after-action report was posted to Reddit by u/onlyangle1798 of the Swords of Morrow, or SOM Regiment. Initial probes of the outer defenses by SOM and the 1st Colonial Marines, or 1CMD, escalated in a successful push from the Sidhi Fall Relic Base to Brackish's northern end. This culminated in the cut of the 2 roads across the regional borders that left the town isolated. What followed was grinding close-quarters combat and grenadier action amidst several layers of trench lines and 3x1 bunkers. The Warden garrison was reported to have made several breakout attempts. The town's single safe house was noted as a particular strong point. Several more hours of colonial siege continued on Brackish until it appeared the Wardens were running low on supply. Exhausted members of the MSA reportedly left to rest as soon as the town was captured, although the Chinese-based CGC elected to stay behind and fortify the position. In the Deadlands, colonial troops find their backs against the wall after a successful offensive by the Wardens across the River Mersey. Beginning with the capture of Abandoned Ward on Day 34, Legionary forces were quickly routed and lost the Pitts Relic Base the next day. The Wardens followed up on the assaults with an attack on Liberation Point, capturing it on Day 41. Sun's Hollow is the most recent position to fall, and the colonial-held salt farms now faces an attack along a wide front from 2 directions. The colonial center across the entire war is now in jeopardy. Should the salt farms fall, the previously safe regions of Lochmore and Umbral Wildwood could soon see breakthroughs along the open plains. In other news, the official Foxhole Twitter account released a statement on the success of the war so far, writing, quote, "With the expanded map and naval warfare, we've broken our prior record for the most number of concurrent players in one war. That's more than 7,500 simultaneous players in the same persistent war," unquote. Weather remains fair for now. Go to PressCorpsGaming.com/weather for the latest weather readings gathered by our volunteer Storm Chaser Corps, and become a Storm Chaser yourself. For the Press Corps, I'm Geoffrey Jennings. Good night and good fight.
The Press Corps is an all-volunteer creative collective of reporters, broadcasters, artists, and more from the MMO video game Foxhole, developed by Siege Camp. Our mission is to engross our audience in and amplify the stories of this unique war ecosystem. The Press Corps was founded in 2018 by former Planetside 2 Radio Free Auraxis host, CaptainInArms. It is a separate community entity and is not officially representative of Siege Camp. For more information, visit our website at PressCorpsGaming.com. That's PressCorps gaming.com.